Passion, as we all know, is something that we all love. And we hang on to it till we have some kind of a reason as to why we want to be passionate. This morning, I woke up with a wonderful feeling. And you all may guess, because the weekend has started. And I had chalked out, I will be doing this, and I have also certain hobbies. And I thought I'll do my writing, I'll pen down my diary, and I'll talk to my family, get onto little Zoom calls, thanks to technology. And then I realized when I went through my diary that I had actually fulfilled all the tasks that were written in my diary to be completed within a week. Well, it's not that I was happy because I was perfect. I realized that I had a passion and I loved my work. At work, my passion resonates with my team, and this passion has become very contagious. We all know of the proverb, a very famous proverb you must have read. Our passions are like the wind that propel our vessels. And the reason is the pilot that steers the vessel onto a destination. Without passion, our vessels will not move. And without the pilot, the reason is lost and the ship is lost in the horizon. So what do we understand from this? We do realize that with every passion there is a purpose. And this purpose is a kind of a definite goal, unknowingly or knowingly, that we are trying to attain. It should never deter us. If I give you some life examples, then you will understand it better. But I would love to give you a fine example of a very famous gentleman. You will guess by the time I talk about it. Here's this gentleman who was told, you have only 2 months to live. Imagine if something like that was told to us. The first thing we'll do is let us put all our assets together and see whom to give what and everything. He just looked at his doctor and he didn't say anything. He welcomed each day with renewed energy on his wheelchair. Nothing stopped him. He used his cheek muscle to communicate. And he used a voice synthesizer to give such spellbinding lectures to students in famous universities. He propounded several theories that became game changers. And what more? He had 12 honorary degrees to his credit. And the best was when he was invited to be a Lucasian professor in the field of mathematics at Cambridge, a post held by Sir Isaac Newton. And it was he who said, if it wasn't a universe, and if it wasn't a home to the people we love, what made him passionate? What made him persevere? What made him attain the schools? Well, let me tell you who he is. You would have guessed. Can you guess who he is? Stephen Hawking, the one who's written such beautiful books, and there's also a movie based on him. You must see it. Why did I take this example? Because we have all 3 of them amalgamated in his life when he was told he had a very limited time. He did not worry or fear death. He knew we are all mortals. We are not immortal souls. But as long as we live, there is always a never-dying attitude in each one of us. His passion were the people, the universe. He connected it beautifully, and he said, I shall communicate with the best of technology that exists in this universe. His perseverance was never given or never give up. It was so easy for him to give up. He knew he had to be on the wheelchair all his life, and each day, like we say, 1% of his body was giving away. But he increased it with more determination. The determination, the grit, and the passion to work took the better of him. So this purpose and this passion became so closely amalgamated that it led to what is known as empowerment. We mistake empowerment. We think that you are powerful, like say you are sitting on a particular post and you can just sign papers. That was not the empowerment. The empowerment is the legacy he leaves behind, which still is empowering him in his life after death. So this example is a wonderful example to say that no journey of life to success is a straight line. You may have seen the ECG. Any straight line is a dangerous line. We must have curves. We must weather the rocks. If we don't, then we are nothing. We have no purpose. We have no goal to be attained. It would be a big lie to say, I just became successful by the stroke of luck. I don't believe in luck. I believe in opportunity as coming in the garb of luck. I believe in seizing it as a garb of luck. But definitely, it is only when you are focused, you can dream and think of that particular luck. And perseverance is important. I have spent about 38 years, this is my 39th year of my academic pursuits and journey. I am here as an academic leader. I enjoy the work, but let me tell you, it was not a cakewalk. For some, it's a very quick walk and they move on, but I had to climb every rung of the ladder. When I was young, like every girl who reads books, I was very fond of books. Who loves to write, I was very fond of writing. But we used to play teacher-teacher while the boys played football. And that I felt was a passion. Because for me, besides my parents, I felt the most powerful person was the teacher in the class. At that particular moment when you're in school, who do you look up to? Your teacher. And I said, teaching, wow, is such a wonderful profession. You can do anything you want. You can, of course, corporal punishment is not allowed now, but you know, you can even put a nice zero, and we love the corrections and whatever, and love to talk. But then, when I went to high school, my plan changed. And it changed because of circumstances. My passion for teaching took a backbench, and then I desired to become a civil servant. Being a daughter of a government officer, a civil servant officer, and seeing his colleagues, they became my role model. I wanted to sit for the UPSC exam, clear the IFS, clear the IS, and I thought I would be also one, because we were being introduced to people who were successful at that. But somehow it got dropped because I married an army officer. And the army officer took me to places where you may not have heard of, from Nathula to probably the lowest for us was Pune. So the profession of teaching came back because when I realized that this is one job, I can keep it on, no matter how fast the postings were, how quick I had to pack my bags and move to the next place. I only told myself one thing, that since I love teaching, I must focus on it, be passionate, persevere, because I always believe results can always come. Awards and rewards will follow. We are not to chase the awards and rewards, then it doesn't become your passion, it becomes your ambition. Ambition is good, but if you are more focused and you persevere and you have a specific goal, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, nobody can stop you. And I moved from place to place and I enjoyed working in different organizations till my, I shouldn't say troubled moments, but the obstacle that came is when I picked up a government job, a government school job. Now everybody said, oh, this is wonderful, you cleared the exam. You know, that dream of clearing one exam, I fulfilled. That was okay. But when I went there, then somehow my heart wasn't there. The school was wonderful, policies were good, but you see, your passion was you want to empower people. You want to become a leader to create further leaders. And I felt that was so straitjacketed that I would have to wait for my time to become something. I didn't want to wait for my time with a dictum for somebody to tell me. I wanted to take my time and wanted to, like I told you before, climb all the rungs of the ladder in my own pace. And it was very difficult when I had to leave for some reason. I was told, you know, you're settling down for a salary which is less than what the government gives. Do you know you are not going to get this and not that? I said, I have made my mind clear. I want to teach that makes me happy at a place where the children are responsive and where I will get a chance to teach my subjects which I love, and where I can upgrade my skill and also upskill myself in this field of education. So I told them clearly, I have chosen passion over lecture. So for some of you it may seem a little absurd, but well, this was my goal path. And then of course, here I am as an academic leader after moving through different places. But that taught me plenty of things. That perseverance, and you know, every time you go, you may have to re-establish yourself, and you have to tell people, you know, listen, I know this and I know that, till somebody really understands who you are. It's not that it's now the whole journey is over and I'm just here. I feel I have a lot more to give and I still need to persevere. But of course, when you break down your little goals, you know, goal 1 is fulfilled and the goal 2 begins, and that is how the life is. This is about teaching and education that I'm talking about, but there are so many. You have artists, you have people who are business, who are into business. Coming to the story of perseverance, I like this Zen story, and many of you know who this Zen comes from, Japan. And this is about a ballad singer, a young man, and he had a very strict teacher. You see, in the Southeast Asian countries, including India, we have these ballad singers moving from place to place and performing, you know, about their culture and portraying all the beautiful things. And you have to emote through music. So every time he went to his teacher, now there were 3 stanzas of the song. He asked his teacher that, now it's my turn, let me sing it loud and nice. Poor fellow sang so loudly, but the teacher said, not at all. Not okay, go back. And there was going to be a concert, something like a Philharmonic or orchestra that we keep seeing. So he came back again. Day after day, the master would not let him proceed beyond that one stanza. He says, something is wrong with me or something is wrong. One thing he looked at himself in the mirror is, something is wrong with me or something is wrong with the master. He said, the master is only wrong. He said, I cannot be wrong. So I'm going. I look out for another job. I look out for another passion. And he just packed up his bag and said bye to his master and left to his village. He says village, probably he wanted to get back to his farming or so. And then when he rested in an inn, that is a lodge, he came down to have his supper. He saw a big advertisement which said, this evening we are going to have a musical recital and all those who are desirous can come and sing here and a handsome reward will be given of so and so rupees. Now he said, in any case I have to kill time and I don't think I am going to win any reward, and if I win also he planned I'll buy a nice violin for myself. So he went down and when his turn came, he sang the same stanza. Believe me, that's what the story says. Everybody stood and gave a standing ovation. And the manager asked him, that who is your teacher? For a while he thought that's the same teacher who never allowed me to progress. And look here, people are asking him. Then, and what happens is all you know. And he grew up to become a very famous, in Japan they say, Koshiji. That means a musician. So this is what I want to tell you, that unless you persevere, you will be like that river which just dries up. I always say the journey of life is like a river. You know, right from the mouth of the glacier that it comes down, it has one destination, that it has to meet the ocean. And that is the goal, it's not the end of the life. Because again that becomes a little river and so on and on it goes if you have to talk about it in philosophy. But the perseverance is there. But does the river have a very smooth course? Never. Right from the mouth of the glacier, it has to come down with silt and mud and create moraines. Then it becomes gorges, goes through canyons, then it goes through beautiful brooks and meads and chatters, and then you can remember all your poetry, and then you can say the sound of the river changes according to its moods. And it goes. But it still perseveres and meets its destination, the ocean. I would like to remind all of you, and especially the youngsters who are sitting here, we need to be passionate. We need to be following. We need to compete with ourselves. And that's exactly what I did. I never competed with anybody. I was told by my mom that it's not that you have to become something like that. Have a role model, but keep checking every day and, all the time, have I improved? How well I can improve? We find it very surprising if today I'm able to speak and write English. It was a classmate of mine who motivated me. I never felt jealous she got more marks. Of course, she's no more now. She was a professor at the famous Jesus and Mary College and a very dear friend of mine in school. And I said, if she can write well, I would tell her, please show me your essays. I would love to read how and why ma'am gives you more and not me. And I persevered. I used to follow how she would do. And of course, she was also very welcoming. And this is how I got to write my book. The writing, the passion got the better of me. And today, I wish to write more of all my experiences in my life. Because if I can be of some use to people who do follow, I'm sure they stand to gain and I stand to learn from each one of you. So finally, I would like to say, no bend on the road is the end of the road. Follow your dreams. The future belongs only to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Energize your passion, that is the fuel. Bring in positive force to your perseverance, that becomes vibrant and positive. And the goal attainment is the empowerment, which is the peace and happiness within. Thank you.